All right, now that the SAVE Act has passed in the House and is on its way to the Senate, it likely won't pass in the Senate because they don't have enough votes to get past the filibuster. But it's still time that we need to have this conversation. The whole idea of taking a man's last name when you get married is all about ownership and property. He owns you. That's why he gives you his last name, and you have to take it. The thing is, you don't have to. It's not the 1500s anymore. You don't have to change your last name. You don't even have to get married, to be honest. And for 99% of women, I don't think marriage is worth it. It doesn't give you enough benefits to outweigh the costs. But if you do decide to get married, never, ever, ever change your last name. As a professional, of course, all of my everything, all of my awards, my career, all of that has been in my maiden name. I was married and divorced very young. I was pressured into marriage because we had a child who had my last name. That's another thing. Don't give your kids his last name at all. No, you shouldn't. Why should a husband get to name the children? Why does his name have to be the one that carries on? Especially when more than likely he is not going to do his half, his percentage, his portion of raising the children that he helped to create. When my oldest child was born, I was not married, so I gave her my last name. And then, of course, because I was 18 and unmarried with a child, and my very Catholic family was upset about that, and his family was upset about that. We were pressured into getting married. And then I was pressured into changing my last name and her last name. And then after we got divorced and he terminated his rights to them legally through the courts, that was the one thing that I asked for, was that all of our last names be changed back to my last name. Because if he wasn't going to have anything to do with them and legally had no responsibility for them, why should any of us have his last name? But I think that's probably true for most women, especially the married single mothers out there who did not expect that when they got married and wanted to start their family. The ones who are divorced and are solitary on their own with no support from the spouse. This whole changing of the last name thing is at the heart of patriarchy. And patriarchy is the problem for men and for women. So one of the simplest ways that we can start to make that shift, quite frankly, is to stop with the name changing thing. Red pillars were the people who started the patriarchy way, way, way back thousands of years ago anyway, because they needed to be able to claim which children were theirs. In a matriarchal society or a matrilocal society, right, all the women live together and they just go out and reproduce with men. But men aren't really that important to society as far as leadership roles and decision-making roles. They have jobs and responsibilities that are outside of that. But, one day they all got together and decided that they needed to be able to claim which children were theirs because they didn't want to be raising another man's kids. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? And thus the patriarchy was born. But it has done nothing but harm everyone and the planet ever since. So let's get rid of it altogether. Stop changing your last names. Give your children your own last names. Why does he own your children? Why do they get his last name? Whether you are married or not. Like, they're yours. You grew them with your body. You are going to be the one that is 90% responsible for the raising of them, if not more. Why are we giving men credit for shit that they don't do? If you are married and you have changed your name, you can, in fact, still legally go and change it back for the voter situation. All of it is going to be a poll tax, either way, whether you change your name or get new documentations or what have you. But if you're not married and you're planning to get married, don't change your last name. Whatever you do, don't. Keep the name you were born with. It's yours. And when you have children of your own, give them your last name. It's time to just decenter men from the entire equation.